The People's Liberation Army Navy in China is rapidly transforming into a more capable and more lethal 21st century force. And there will be some new projects coming online in 2019 and beyond that will significantly accelerate that transformation. In early January, China's first domestically designed and built aircraft carrier, which is the Type 002, returned from its fourth round of sea trials. This new carrier is China's second one, and it has now completed around 90% of its testing, so it's expected to be commissioned into service in April. This is a 65,000-ton vessel with advanced radar systems, and it can carry up to 32 aircraft. Once it enters commission, this carrier will significantly enhance China's ability to project its power in the disputed territory of the South China Sea. And a third Chinese aircraft carrier is already being built as well. This third carrier, known as the Type 003, has a displacement of some 80,000 tons, which makes it considerably larger than China's first two aircraft carriers, and it actually makes it the world's largest non-American warship. The Type 003 will incorporate an electromagnetic catapult-style aircraft launch system, which boosts the longevity of the aircraft, and it allows for much quicker launches. So that's a major improvement over the ski jump style systems of China's first two carriers. And this Type 003 is expected to be launched as early as 2022. China's ambition to build a world-class navy with blue water capabilities is no secret. And the Type 002 and Type 003, as well as two other aircraft carriers set to come online by 2030, represent major advancements toward that goal. The Chinese have had the Type 055 destroyer in development since 2014. Last year, they launched the first two of them from their dry docks in Dalian. So the first two are advancing through the testing phases now, and they're expected to be transferred to the Navy this year. China also has 6 other Type 055s in development right now, with plans for 2 more, bringing the total anticipated number to 10. These are guided missile destroyers that are intended mostly to accompany China's aircraft carriers, and they're designed with considerable versatility. Long-range air defense, as well as anti-submarine, anti-surface, and anti-air warfare capabilities means that these will considerably boost China's naval capacity. The Chinese Navy also has 24 Type 054B frigates currently on order. These are multi-role warships with a displacement of 5,000 tons. They can travel at up to 30 knots, and they have a cruising range of more than 7,000 nautical miles. The new model is a major upgrade from its predecessor, the Type 054A, mostly due to its enhanced anti-submarine warfare capabilities and its improved hull shape, and most importantly, its all-electric propulsion system. That makes it the first Chinese naval warship to field a system of that kind. The combination of this electric propulsion system and the Type 054B's larger size means that more fuel and equipment can be loaded onto it than was able to be put on its predecessor. And that translates into a considerably enhanced combat capability. And these 24 frigates are expected to be delivered to China's Navy by 2025. The KJ-600 has been called the aircraft that could help China's Navy rival America's. This is a fixed-wing, airborne, early warning and control aircraft, and it's being developed for use on China's aircraft carriers. The KJ-600 can man a crew of 6 soldiers, and it's equipped with a larger active electronically scanned array radar than its counterparts. So having them on board the carriers means these carrier groups will be able to detect incoming threats earlier, and it also greatly boosts an aircraft carrier group's offensive capabilities. The KJ-600 is expected to enter service in the early 2020s, and China's focus on this particular aircraft says a lot about its ultimate ambitions. Dr. Colin Coe, a research fellow at the Institute of Defense and Strategic Studies, spoke about this in an interview last year with the South China Morning Post. He said, "If China's carrier group is designed to operate closer to its coast, it would rely on short-base early warning support. But with the carrier-based KJ-600 planes, it implies that these carriers are designed for distant sea operations." The Type 075 is a helicopter landing dock, or LHD, and with a displacement somewhere between 36,000 and 38,000 tons, this will be the world's largest non-US helicopter landing dock by a considerable margin. The Chinese Navy has ordered 3 of these, which will complement the Navy's existing fleets of amphibious transport ships. And each one is able to carry 20 armored vehicles and 4 helicopters. So these are expected to bring the Chinese People's Liberation Army Navy very near to the US Navy in terms of capacity to incorporate helicopters into naval operations. China's first Type 075 is expected to launch this year and to be entered into full service sometime in 2020, and the other 2 are apparently not far behind. China is also developing 5th-generation carrier-borne fighter jets. There are actually 2 competing designs in the works right now. One of these is being developed in Shenyang and one in Chengdu, and the Navy has reportedly not yet chosen which of these will be mass-produced. But both models are believed to be both ski-jump capable and catapult capable, so that they could be used on the Navy's 2 existing aircraft carriers and also on the more advanced Type 003, and even on the more advanced carriers that will follow it in the years ahead. The prototypes of these 5th-generation fighters are expected to take their maiden flights within the next 5 years. These advancements in the Chinese Navy are happening fast, and they will all considerably help China in its drive to better control the South China Sea. And that's really where the rise of China's Navy begins to take on significance in terms of Bible prophecy. Trumpet Editor-in-Chief Gerald Flurry has written about China's increasing control over the South China Sea and how it connects to Bible prophecy. In an article in our July 2016 issue, he wrote, "The American military is retreating, and other great powers are coming in to fill the vacuum. China is intimidating the nations of Southeast Asia into submission to its will. Everything is headed in the direction of war." Mr. Flurry explained that his understanding of China's rise is based on Bible prophecy. In Deuteronomy 28, verse 52, God warns the nations of Israel that if they reject him, he would transfer control over the world's sea gates to their enemies. Mr. Flurry explained that this is a prophecy for the modern-day descendants of Israel, which mainly means America and Britain. Today we see China taking control of the South China Sea and many of the sea gates that allow access to it. And this is happening in locations that just a few short years ago were under the control of the US and Britain, which shows that this prophecy in Deuteronomy is now in the process of being fulfilled. The rapidly rising power of the Chinese Navy could now speed up the fulfillment of these prophecies even more. To better understand the prophetic significance of China's rise, order a copy of our free booklet, Russia and China in Prophecy.